Okay, we are back with our live coverage of T3 down here in the Big Easy, New Orleans. And the last time I was in New Orleans was with this gentleman, Bob Veras, for his conference, which was last fall.
Gentlemen, I've been promoted.
You have. Well, that's his on-stage or on-camera reference. Off-camera, we use slightly different, perhaps.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that too much.
Indeed. But hey, thanks for keeping your shirt on.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Inside joke from earlier today. All right, well, Bob, always a pleasure to have you back on the show. And what I thought we would do, because we are still kind of in day one here, what are you expecting from T3? What are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, you know, it was 2 years ago that this program called JUMP showed up. And JUMP did something called AI.
Sounds familiar, rings a bell?
Yeah, and the first note taker, but we didn't think of it as a first note taker. It was a note taker.
Were they the first?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, okay.
So then the next year, we're looking around, and JUMP is not the only note taker. There's a whole bunch of others here.
As we peer behind all the booths back there, yes.
And this year, AI is everywhere. AI is threatening to disintermediate every single program or company in the exhibit hall.
Yeah.
In 3 years.
Well, you saw what it's done to the market. You saw, how pumped was Jason Wank at Altruist?
Yeah.
That day that he came out with that Hazel announcement, it literally brought the stock price down for all the other custodians. Talk about powerful.
There's actually a story behind that.
Yeah.
They recommended that I look at Hazel. I did a long article about Hazel. They were surprised at how detailed I went into Hazel.
Ooh.
And then decided they had to announce in a hurry because the cat was out of the bag.
Okay.
I don't think they were expecting what the level of detail that I went into. But you're right. Any company that doesn't have an infrastructure that can accommodate AI easily and quickly, which is really most of the custodians and some companies here, are really not positioned for the future.
Yeah. So what's the answer then?
Well, there's two answers. Answer number one is that advisors are going to be able to do their own coding, they're going to basically have a data lake, and they're going to do agenta coding or whatever you call it. Vibe coding, I think is what they call it.
Yes.
Or somebody on their staff will be able to do that. And the second, and so, most of the programs that we have here that, where the custodians and advisors create long-term relationships, that's not going to be the path of the future, if you will.
Whoa, stop the presses.
Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Say that one more time. So we keep hearing, and this is my narrative that I happen to believe, which is AI will not replace advisors, but advisors that use AI will replace advisors that don't. No?
No, AI will not replace advisors.
Okay.
There has to be somebody that the client trusts to make sure that AI is giving a proper answer. And I guarantee you there's going to be a scandal at some point where a wirehouse or somebody is going to misuse AI or use it in a misleading way to lead clients to do something that's not necessarily in their best interest. And when that happens, the trust that a fiduciary advisor enjoys with his clients or her clients is going to be accented and paramount.
Yes, without question, and I think that's important. So in that context, are you talking about perhaps the evolution where AI is directly giving the advice to the end client?
No.
Okay.
I think there will be applications created to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think people, at least in the future that I can foresee, which is 10 minutes from now, sometimes 20. Clients, people, individuals, people like you and me are not really going to trust what we get from the computer.
Okay, so we are on the same page with that then. I thought maybe you had a divergent opinion. Okay.
I'm kind of disappointed we're on the same page, but that's okay. I'll live with it.
Well, sometimes great minds do think alike, perhaps.
And like ours, too.
Indeed. So that, joking aside, and there's going to be a lot of focus on AI. There was a whole AI university here today at T3. I know that's going to continue on to some degree tomorrow. How do advisors parse through this sea, right? So 2 years, and I can't believe it's only been 2 years that JUMP kind of came into this market. I thought it was longer than that. How, and I'm asking actually because we are looking at AI for our shop, Sovereign, right now, and we're looking at all the usual suspects. What tips would you give to me and other advisors listening on how to choose between a Zox or Jump or XYZ? I mean, there's a ton of them now.
I'm not sure it matters the core system that they use, or what the core service they provide.
Okay.
But Zox will fill in client forms, or the forms, the intake forms, and what have you, which is a hassle.
Absolutely.
Jump AI is now assessing the quality of your client interactions. That's pretty interesting. But what that points to is that all the different AI note takers, which are the easy entry into AI for advisors.
The gateway drug.
That's right. You're familiar with? Never mind. So the fact that they're all doing something different, and they're all expanding in different directions, suggests to me that sooner or later they want to be, collectively and maybe individually, the solution.
Yeah.
Now there are of course Claude and ChatGPT and the others who also aspire to be the general solution.
Sure.
There'll be a competition for who will be the specific advisor solution sitting on top of them. Just
ring
like
to lead
something
them
sits
all.
on top of Salesforce. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say the ring to lead them all.
That's right. That's right.
A little Lord of the Ring reference there.
And so it's possible, if you're asking what my advice for advisors is, the people here in the exhibit hall are all incorporating AI into their solutions. That's, for the time being, if you're not willing to jump in and make your entire tech stack Claude, which is possible right now, then what you do is you have what I'm expecting to see is a lot of AI interfaces for complicated solutions in the exhibit hall.
Yeah.
That's the next low-hanging fruit. First low-hanging fruit was the note takers. Actually, the second was reading complex documents.
Yeah.
The third is an AI interface to a fairly complicated computer system, which is what I'm sure you've dealt with a few times in your life.
Indeed, actually. I used to be quite into computers as a younger man.
And it makes it easy to train and what have you.
Yeah.
So, if we're talking about gateway drugs, which, I'm very comfortable talking about as it turns out, what I think the path forward is to allow the vendors to get you used to the AI capabilities, and you will eventually wean yourself off of them onto the direct interface with the AI agents.
Go right to the source.
That's right.
Interesting.
And if you've got somebody on your staff who's in their 30s, let them be the people who lead you into it and do the vibe coding.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Bob, that's a good place to put a pin in it for today.
Okay.
Hey, before I let you go, I would be remiss to mention your conference, which I had the pleasure of covering was it last fall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We just talked about this.
You were a genial presence at our conference.
Yes, indeed. It was my first time, and it was a fantastic conference. And when I interviewed you then, as I am now, I'll say the same thing, that T3 and your conference remind me a lot of each other, where it's heavy community vibe, like a real community vibe, that people come here, there are many, many, many repeat attendees. And I'm hoping to be able to cover your conference again. I'll be able to know for sure soon. But for those of in the audience that are interested, if you haven't attended, you should. It's a great conference. Where and when will it be this year?
I totally agree with you, as it turns out, which is
shockingly.
It's September 16th through 18th in Denver, Colorado.
Okay. Very good. Well, I appreciate you doing it on my birthday week.
Maybe
now I really have to be there.
We might have a cake for you.
Sounds good. Bob, always great to see you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's it for this particular segment with one of my favorite guests, Bob Various. I'll be back in another hour or so with some more content from T3. Thanks for joining us. All right, that was fantastic.